jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Was good, WCS back on the boulevard once again. You already know. Shout out to the WCS supporters. First and foremost, yes, sir. Shout out to the soldiers. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to the ones that understand that July 29th, it's only going to be one man, and that man is from Omaha, Nebraska. And in any other freaking situation, two might not matter too much than one. But in this particular case, significantly, two will be greater than one in the most profound way when it comes to doing simple math. Two is going to be greater than one in a prolific T-Mobile performance that's coming up. All right. If you're listening and if you're watching, if you tuned in, I have to drop the current, information as it is put out. If you are paying attention to the thumbnail, that is the pound for pound best Terrence Bud Crawford, who is set to go in there and collect 3 belts. Point blank, period, man. There's nothing else that needs to be said. He's going in there to collect 3 remaining titles to complete his 2-time undisputed. Now, this was not a quest that was started by Terrence Crawford. It was a quest that was answered. The challenge was put out there, and he answered. He said, sure, no doubt about it. Absolutely. I'm the WBO champion, world champion at the welterweight division. And none of my opponents have been went the distance. None of my opponents have been able to stand up and answer the final. None of them. So why would I not accept the challenge put up there by Errol Spence Jr., who pretty much told the fans and everybody who would listen that he was going to be welterweight undisputed. Like WCS has put out here previously. I put it out there. I said, this man going the easy route, pretty much ruined anything he ever wished for in life when it came to undisputed titles. Because when you prolong certain things and you continue to keep it on your thought process, that person that caused you or forced you or basically imposed upon you to take the easy route in the first place, you still understand with each belt you collect, you had to go see them. I said this before, which each belt that he collected, he celebrated, but it wasn't a celebration that he can say it was organic, it was natural. No, it was one of those celebrations that you on the surface you celebrate, but on the inside, you still got to go see that monster, man. You still have that one belt that you waited to put on the distant end. Some things are not meant to be in last. Some things are not meant to do at the end. Some moments are meant to do right away with a sense of urgency. You cannot let them fester. And that's what Errol Spence messed up. He said he was taking the easy route because easy to him meant he felt that he can go in here and collect these other two belts. And then by that time, hopefully wishing and praying that somehow, some way, Bud Crawford will either vacate the belt or Kell Brook or Sean Porter would have lifted the belt from him. They was wishing and praying by all means necessary that that belt would be lifted and it would go to the PBC. That's what they was hoping Sean Porter was able to do. And it didn't go down as planned. You know what I'm saying? The easy route ruined him. You understand me, aerosexuals? You all failed that man. Because if you all gave a damn about who he was, you know damn well you should have told him, man, get this guy right now. He just moved up from 140. Fight him. Now you know I have to try to explain to the aerosexuals once again how this was the biggest failure and they didn't see it coming. Y'all did not see it coming, aerosexuals. Y'all should have told Errol Spence that it's better to face this man, because the aerosexuals, to hear them tell it, what they said was that from the time Bud Crawford stepped into the arena at the welterweight division, he ain't fought nobody. Mediocre resume, marginal, subpar body of work. He just was parading around here like he was a champion. But the real champion in their eyes was the man who said he would like to take the EASY route. Why am I mentioning this now? I've been mentioning it. Truth be told, I've been mentioning it. But we all understand that the aerosexuals themselves have been taking the easy route. You know why I say that? Because just like they did not forewarn, they did not reach out to Errol Spence and say, you know what, it might not be a good idea for you to take the easy route, so to speak, and go knock out Sean Porter as he predicted. He couldn't even make that happen. But they should have told him, say, the longer you put this off, the better Crawford is going to be once he acclimates to the welterweight division. See, none of these aerosexuals wanted to let him know that. That's bad. These aerosexuals didn't want him to know that. Why does it take WCS to explain all this shit? When you said take the easy route, you knew damn well you had the monster at the end. This wasn't a maze. This wasn't a maze. This was a designated itinerary, which you could have took a flight wherever you wanted to touch down. You could have lifted off, touched down wherever you wanted to, and fought. But you chose the easy route and make it so bad. You told your fans, you told everybody, you told those who was right there by you in proximity. You let the world know. You let everybody that was supporting you in the boxing ring. You let them know that you didn't want to take the hard road. You didn't want to accept the risk. You didn't want the challenge, bro. You said you wanted to take the easy route. And when you went in there and defeated Sean Porter, you couldn't celebrate the way you wanted to because you know you had Crawford at the end. The aerosexuals knew you had Crawford. And then when you finally went in there and picked up your Dinas Ugas, you felt a little bit of validation because Crawford had already did it. See, Crawford had already had an opponent on his resume that defeated Manny Pacquiao. You didn't know that? He already completed that. But see, that's what I'm talking about with the aerosexuals. They don't do anything to support Errol. These dudes ain't doing nothing to support Errol Spence, bro. All they doing is freeloading off him. Yeah, I said it. They're freeloading off of him. They took the easy route. They're freeloading. They're absolutely freeloading off Errol Spence, man. You want to know how they're doing that? Because they're pretending like they're fans, but they didn't advise him that taking the easy route was not a good deal. It wasn't a smart move, but they freeloaded. They pretended that it was okay for him to go over here and face Sean Porter and Yordenis Ugas without really understanding that he still had Terrence Crawford at the end, and that was going to be his most difficult fight to overcome. And then he was getting older. You know what I'm saying? He waited to do this at the end, but he was getting older himself. But not just that. Sometimes when you procrastinate, you run into troubles. You run into situations. You run into problems when you procrastinate. And this is a perfect example in life where Errol Spence put off fighting the best in the division. You saying to yourself, how can Crawford be the best in the division when he got there, Keith Thurman and everybody else, Keith Thurman and Errol Spence, because all you had to do is understand what his message was. He came up here with the sole purpose of taking over. He came up here with the sole purpose of taking over the division. While Errol Spence was begging for Keith Thurman belts and didn't get them until Keith Thurman came off of him. Right? No knock on Keith Thurman. He had injuries or whatever. It is what it is. So in the process, when Keith Thurman didn't want to give, Errol Spence those belts, he could have looked elsewhere. He could have did other things. He could have been adamant every time, just every time. Just like when he finally got that WBA belt, he could have made it. Hey, he could have been out there talking shit to him. I want Crawford next. I want Crawford next. Forget all those other belts. People up here trying to act like I'm not the best in the division. Keith Thurman, he on sick leave. He's injured. He's on the sidelines. You know what I'm saying? He used to be the man, but now I'm the man. So since they trying to say, Crawford is who he say he is, I want to fight him. I'm going to get him out the way, and then the rest is going to be easy. That's truly would be the easy route if you took the risk. But Errol didn't want to take that risk. And then you have the aerosexuals freeloading off of him. They're pretending like they really fuck with Errol, but they don't. You know who they really fuck with? They really fuck with Bud, to be honest. And I've been on here talking about, hey, why these these pro Spence channels are not talking about Errol. You know what I'm saying? Why are they not talking about Errol? The reason being is they felt it was cool to just talk about Bud Crawford since he was the most popular topic on YouTube. They felt that automatically, transparently to the listeners, that if they talk about Bud, people will automatically attach Errol Spence's name to it because they was they've been yearning for this fight to happen. They've been so eager and salivating for this fight to happen. So instead of them talking about Spence, they just talked about Bud all the time. They was just trying to wait and see what plays out. It really wasn't nothing to talk about Spence. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to pretend and freeload off them acting like they was a real Spence channel. But ultimately, they was paying more attention to Bud. And in the process, they started to grow and to become fans of Bud Crawford. For real, in a strange, weird way. They started to become fans. They had to speak on him every day. They had to speak on this man every single day. And look, WCS kept putting it out there. I said, listen, when are the aerosexuals gonna talk about Arrow? When are you gonna start putting his name in the title? When can you do a live without talking about Bud and just make it strictly about Errol Spence? When is that gonna happen? And then Errol did come out and say facts one time when a tweet was made and that guy said, "Hey, y'all making money off Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford." And Errol said facts. You know who he was talking to? He was talking to the aerosexuals. That's who he was talking to. He was talking to the aerosexuals. Real talk. First in the building, man. Shout out to y'all. Shelton Moore on deck. What's good? WCS, my main man. What's good with it? OG, how you feeling? Jamal Neezy. Shout out to Neezy in the building. I was about to say Neezy in the beezy. Salute WCS. Salute chat. Yes, sir, man. Salute to you there, Neezy. What's good? The way you sound, Errol might as well not even show up. Hey, man, I'm talking some facts. I'm talking some facts on what I know, man. Don Vaughn on deck. Salute WCS in the chat. Jamal say, how do you on one hand do all the heavy lifting and at the same time go the easy route? Ooh, hot grease, man. Hot grease. They still talking about Bud's resume. Yes, sir. MD Mills, what's good? WCS is becoming much listen radio doing the promo of this fight. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. Monty Key in boxing, what's good, Ron? How you feeling, man? Eating at WCS in the chat. Salute to you, bro. Shout out to the apostles in the building. One love to the Archbishop, WCS, and everyone in the chat. The apostles in the building to lift the hands and spread the good news of boxing. Yes, can we all say amen? Yes, indeed. Shout out to the apostles, Cam, Gooch, them Omaha boys on deck. You know what I'm saying? Exclusive content. You know what I'm saying? Stomping grounds, Omaha, Nebraska. Shout out to the apostles, man. Spreading the wealth. Fisty on the fights on deck. Good to see you, Queen, in the building once again. Stickum boys fishing in sports. What's good? Salute to you. L Dog on deck. I see you. L Dog is a constant reminder. No VADA testing for Spence ? Okay. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. But let's get to the task at hand, right? So as you looking at the title, right? I was on here plenty of times talking about the aerosexuals on how they refuse to talk about Errol Spence. Like Jamal Neezy just said, how can you do the heavy lifting, but yet take the easy route? That is so well said. Because I was curious about the same thing. How can Yordenis Ugas get so much credit for Manny Pacquiao, who was much older than when he faced Jeff Horn? And that same Jeff Horn who beat Manny Pacquiao was defeated and stopped by Terrence Bud Crawford. But they want to get up here and give these scenarios on who did it better and when. So it comes down to Kell Brook and Sean Porter. And you already heard the violin. They already pulled it out so many times to the point where now it sounds like a harmonica. They play the same tune all the time. They say Kell Brook wasn't the same when he fought freaking Terrence Crawford, but refused to mention that he was damaged goods when Errol fought him. Damaged goods. They used to have this damn narrative being pushed around in a wheelbarrow, right, with square wheels on that bitch. And they were saying that, hey, everybody on Bud Crawford resume Spence can beat. And then, it wasn't like it was impossible, but they didn't have no common opponents, really. They really didn't have no common opponents. It was amazing how that was so easily put out there. They didn't have no common opponents. you know. So it got down to the point where Kell Brook was dispersed of. You know what I'm saying? Kell Brook was dispersed of in early fashion. And then you had Sean Porter, and Sean Porter was doing commentary prior to the Spence fight. But the narrative grew a little bit wild. You know, like the weeds in your driveway? They grew out of control because these aerosexuals kept on watering down the fact that Sean Porter was on his way to retirement when he stepped in there with Bud Crawford. So really, if you wanted a common opponent, Terrence ended up fighting two common opponents of Sean Porter. Of Errol Spence. But when it came down to it, the aerosexuals looked at it like, no, they weren't the same. Sean Porter was in retirement. Kell Brook was never the same after Errol Spence. And, Errol Spence, did all the damage and broke him up and all this. So that's what you all was fighting for. You all was saying we need to see common opponents, right? So WCS is like, okay, it's a no-win situation with this because all the debates is who resume is the best, who resume is better. So when Bud fights two common opponents of Errol Spence, what happens? They dilute the results. They don't give the man credit because he made Sean Porter quit. He stopped him. He did him dirty. And you know how they always like to praise when you're the first to do something? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that an achievement, especially in the sport of boxing, when you're the first to do something? When you're the first to beat somebody? Well, let's check this out. Was Errol Spence the first to defeat Kell Brook? Was he the first to defeat Sean Porter? Was he the first to defeat Yordenis Ugas? No, right? But when you go to the resume of Bud Crawford, you have a plethora of fighters that had O's on their records once they received the referee's instructions on that night. But when the fight was over, they no longer had that O on their record. It wasn't stolen, it was snatched. That's what happens in boxing. So they wanted to give that man no credit for taking O's away from their previous owners. It has to be some type of paperwork. Oh, my fault. That's BoxRec. BoxRec says it. Because if you looked on BoxRec, if that opponent was undefeated and you clicked on their name after the fight, what did it say? It depicted a 1. It depicted a 1. So my whole mission was, hey, check this out. I hear all the debates and everything that's going on 2022 in the past. We done heard all this damn resume. So now we go into 23 and we still wondering if the fight gonna happen. We get leaked audio that Spence was up there. He didn't want to fight Thurman and all that. I get it. Him and freaking Steven Espinosa is up there talking and somehow audio is leaked, right? So with all the fake news of July 4th, September 4th, the fight's going to be in October, November, December, January, February, March, they didn't know when the damn fight going to be. Now we found out a date in July 29th. And you would think these aerosexuals are happy. But yet, it's been proven that they're nothing but freeloaders, man. They're nothing but freeloaders. They call themselves pro Spence fans. But yet and still, they refuse to speak on this man's name. Is it just because the algorithm is different and they really about making money off the back of Bud Crawford? Because that's exactly what's going on. They figure whenever the topic is Bud, more people will come to their channel and give them super chats and viewership. Those are called freeloaders. That's all. Because they feel they put Bud name in their title, and every now and then they might put Spence on the back end. Just like they like the Pamo, they put them on the back end. Then people will tune in anyway because they know Bud Crawford conversation is going to lead to a Spence conversation. That's what they do. They love it. They love it, y'all. Believe me when I tell you, they love it. They love this so much. They love this so much, right? That they became it consumed them. They became infatuated with it. They could not do a live stream without talking about Crawford. And in the process of talking about Crawford, I say about a good 12 seconds out of the hour and a half live stream, they might say something about Spence. You know what I'm saying? They might say something about Spence. The entire hour and a half, they busy up here saying what Bud ain't did in his career. No, he ain't do shit in his career. He ain't fight nobody. He ain't did nothing to welterweight. But like the story goes, these were the same aerosexuals that was up here talking about this man has did all the heavy lifting. This man has put all the butts in the seats. I swear to God, look, I swear to God, this dude did everything that you would think to win over a fan base that supported him organically, a fan base that was going to ride or die for him. And not until the last several days from listening to my videos, because I've been calling them dudes out, they finally starting to talk about Spence. You know why? Because they think because he put out one video compilation of him training, and some of them put old footage in there. All you got to do is just pay attention. But they put old footage in there. He put out one training compilation. And now I think that may have built up their confidence a little bit. Because truth be told, people, I'm going to be honest with you. How can you support somebody, you know, the way the aerosexuals say they support him, but yet you're busy talking about his adversary? How and why do you continue to prove to the masses that the one that's the betting odds favorite and the ones that's ahead of Errol Spence on the pound for pound list is there for a motherfucking reason? You all are proving the point. You all are talking about the same guy who the betting odds is saying that's the favorite to go out here and step on this dude. You all have always suited in real nice. Y'all got in there buckled up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all played the role. You know what I'm saying? You played the role. You let them know that the carnival is just not stationary. The carnival is mobile. And that's what y'all been doing as clowns. Y'all been out here in a mobile carnival pretending like every live stream is about Errol Spence when you've been talking about Bud Crawford. You want to pretend like you were supporting Errol, but really you wish you was on Bud Crawford's, you know, team. You wish you could make that change without you know, getting backlash from it. These dudes used to say all the time, Errol Spence did all the heavy lifting, but yet and still, everything he was lifting didn't mean shit until he go ahead and lift this WBO title. None of that means anything. Like if you was really that guy, that man down the truth would have told you, and the Errol section would have told you, Errol Spence, they would have said, hey, Errol, I think you should go out there and take care of Crawford. At least get him before he really get adjusted. Don't wait too long, bro. Because he's an older fighter than you are. He's only gonna get better, bro. Don't wait too long. No, they're not thinking the way I'm thinking. These cats out here busy talking about resumes, and Errol's and Terrence Crawford ain't did nothing in the welterweight division, and Errol Spence did all the best of everything. His resume, his names on the resume cannot be comparable to that of Bud Crawford. No way, shape, or form, y'all. No way, shape, or form. They say his competition is mediocre. His competition, ever since he was at 140, it didn't mean nothing. But every time we click on that pound for pound list, it's not one pound for pound list, one iota, one uno. It's not Ichi. It's not one pound for pound list that has Errol Spence in front of Bud Crawford. You got what you wanted, did you? You got what you wanted, bro. July 29th is what y'all been talking about, right? Or y'all was just playing the fool. Y'all was up here in costume, running around, you know what I'm saying? Putting on a show, trying to pretend like y'all wanted this fight. But then all of a sudden, I started to tell y'all ass something to hit home. I started to say, well, if you want this man to fight Crawford so bad, why don't you speak on his name? Why don't you speak on the man's name? That's all you got to do. Speak on his name with confidence. Y'all don't speak on the man's name. Y'all just sitting up here pretending. And deep down inside, I'm going to tell you why you niggas don't speak on his name. Because he don't give a fuck about y'all. See, I know that send off in Omaha, right? It pissed a lot of you niggas off to come out and talk about it. See, one thing about reaction is that you always playing catch up. See, he did that send off, and you seen the Bud Crawford supporters in his backyard, in his hometown, on his stomping grounds, right? And you looked at that shit, and you was freaking jealous as hell. You was like mad, bro. That's why you had haters up here talking about, oh, I wonder. Now I know why the Crawford supporters support each other, because they look dirty and they look homely and stuff like that. That's what you call hating ass niggas right there. You know why? Because once again, the reason why they talk about Bud so much, because they yearn to be in the position. They're yearning to be the fan base of Bud Crawford, really. That's what they eager, man. They foam at the mouth. They want to be on this fan base so much. But they don't lock themselves in to that dog cage for so long that even if you take them off the leash, man, they'll stay right there in place. They done been through the same rotation all the time, and they don't even know they ain't on a leash no more. They can roam as they see fit. But that's what they so used to right now. That's what they used to. They mad because Errol Spence will not give one of them an interview. I haven't even seen one of them. Maybe they can hear me. I'm seeing ES News in the gym. What happened to all the media that's on the YTC? Where are y'all at, bro? Where are you all at? I don't see none of y'all over there like that send-off. At least I seen some YouTube content creators over there at the send-off in Omaha. At least I seen live streams supporting the champ, and the champ was supporting them. He was treating them like they was boxing fans. He was treating them like they was equal. Like, hey, I know them. I fucks with them. I know them. Okay, cool. The community was having fun. And then on the flip side of it, you seen them fairies fly in, right? And they had to start talking about some hateful shit. But I know where they coming from, though. I know where they coming from, because this is not something they've gotten from Errol Spence. They haven't got no send off. It's like it's no word that's out there that this man is gonna have a send off in his hometown, and really don't nobody care. The Crawford fans just care about what he did and what he's done before. He always do that. He always looked out for his peoples in the community. The Errol Spence fans, man, they salivate like a motherfucker trying to make this shit happen. And then the video just pops out, right? I was gonna play it today, but I gotta space this content out. The video come out. They finally put out a video, and see, I put out some of Crawford. Crawford's always putting out training videos, especially when the damn news drop, right? I'm not saying that's when he really started putting it out, because he showed when he was in Thailand. He always shows some type of training wherever he's at, right? But once that news got dropped, I mean, he's showing doing road work, showing in the gym. He's just putting it out there. Boom, 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 content. But the difference between Terrence Crawford content and Errol Spence is not, people are not up here speeding up the video clips. They're not freaking manipulating the video clips. If it's fat out there to be seen, let's see the fat so we can know what he has to work forward to, so I can have an understanding when I come on live. Okay, I can pretty much gauge where Spence is at right now. Because one thing about it, I want him to make weight. I don't want this to be a fat camp. I want him to make weight. I'm looking at Crawford's. Look, I'm looking at Crawford shit, right? I had to put a spear, a circle around his abdominal region, because this man is not in fat camp. This man is training. This man is motherfucking training. His abs is showing through his shirt. As in the other video clip, when I paused it, I just seen what looked like a honey baked ham. I'm just saying, don't get mad at me. It just looked like a honey baked ham. I ain't never seen a ripped honey baked ham. But when I looked at the video, I said, no, pause it and go back. Okay, play. Pause. Go back. Play. Pause. I kept getting the same thing. I thought it was my software at first. I said, no, fuck that. I'm going to figure this shit out. But I couldn't get a true picture of the conditioning. And then I thought to myself, people, I said, when he was training for the Adenis Ugas fight, around this time, because we're in June, people, around this time, he was already shredded. He was already in shape for the Ugas fight. That fight was going to be in his backyard of Texas. Now he got to come out. He got to come out and play, baby. He got to come all the way over there to Vegas. And things are taking a little bit longer to dial themselves in. And I'm hoping that he's going to make weight. I'm hoping, because when it comes to the aerosexuals, they refuse to speak on what they see. This video came out and they know that man didn't look in shape, and they refuse to get up here and tell you the truth. I heard somebody talking about, oh man, Errol Spence, he looking like a monster. He's full speed ahead, man. He's locked in. He's ready to go. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go in there and he's gonna destroy Crawford and all that. But you know, look, they're gonna compete. But I'm saying, look at the video, man. We ain't talking about no motherfucking video, dog. But the video is fairly new. Don't put a video clip out there and it's old content and you want to blend it in with the new content, and the haircut is different. You know what I'm saying? The outfits are different. He looks different in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not stupid. We can slow that shit down and put the pieces together and find out that some of y'all putting video content out there of when he was training for the Ugas fight. But one thing I do know is that y'all was listening to what I had to say, because I've been telling you all to speak on Errol Spence and put him first in your title. And finally, you put him in your title, but you still have Bud in the thumbnail. You heard what I said? You'll put Errol in your title, but you still have Bud in your thumbnail. How many thumbnails do I have with Spence in it? You might find, I don't know, give or take 4. I put him on the milk carton before. You know what I'm saying? I put him in a thumbnail with him and Bud to my fake news last year. It might be 5 out there. It might be 5 or 6. You know, who knows? But every time I speak about Bud, I can do a whole live stream speaking about what he's gonna do to Spence without putting Spence in the thumbnail. But I see y'all been listening. You know what I'm saying? I just have a question there, aerosexuals. From looking at this more recent video, do you believe that he's in the shape he was around this time with the Adenis Ugas fight? And if you believe that he isn't, are there concerns with you that you know that honey baked ham may not be able to lose that weight? And Thanksgiving is a long ways away. All I'm saying is, from looking at that video, and they sped it up. I'm just telling you, from the Yordenis Ugas fight, I just didn't see videos sped up like that. He was in shape. He was shredded for however way he got there, and y'all wasn't speeding up videos. But you put out a video clip and you speed and you clip it and splice it and all that, just so nobody can take a hard look at, do he have abdominals? Do he have any type of striations or anything? And don't come with that whole shit, right? Don't come up here talking about, oh, why you worried about the man abs? Do they not fight with their shirt off anyway? Is that not a part of the equipment for them to walk in there with shoes and trunks on and two gloves and a mouthpiece? So don't bring that whole shit over here like you dudes love to do and speak that homoerotic shit. I'm speaking as a man. I'm saying conditioning wise, he didn't look like what Crawford's at right now. Crawford's already stayed the course. He seems like he's been out here sustaining his discipline in between fights, and that makes y'all upset. You know what I'm saying? When he put that tweet out there that for none and ego, your mama should have swallowed you. I know for some of y'all that pissed you off, but a lot of you all, it didn't matter because he didn't mention y'all name. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole deal that is going on right now. You want these fighters to recognize you. So I'm thinking you all put all that damn defamatory information out there on Bud, right? And he still didn't mention your names, the ones who wanted it. And then you hear WCS saying, hey, y'all really not fucking with Spence like that. He ain't fucking with y'all. That's the same reason. Look, the same reason that they hate Crawford. Because you'll find out. Listen, I'm going to tell you the core to this whole situation. You'll find out a lot of these dudes is with that particular group. A lot of these dudes tried to get interviews with Crawford back in the day, and he didn't fuck with them. Look, I've had boxers that don't give me an interview, and I'm cool. I guess because I'm older, I say, okay, if they don't want to fuck with me for whatever reason, it is what it is. It's cool because I put it out there all the time. If I was a boxer, I don't talk too much, right? This is the most I do talk. And when I'm in person, if I know you cool, we chop it. But besides that, I'm not garrulous like that. But you will find out a lot of these guys that's hell bent on Crawford has heard from somebody else in that same group that they attempted to speak with Crawford, or they tried several times to try to get an interview with him back in the day. And he didn't want to do it. He didn't do it because that Bob Arum and a lot of other people have been on record as saying that Crawford really didn't fuck with the media, right? But lo and behold, y'all, these dudes took it personal. These dudes thought they was entitled to some shit. They try to reach out to Crawford and thought, oh man, I'm something special. Let me get a hold to the champ and all that. And he didn't give him return call. That's the rumor mill. They always put it out there, back in the day, man. I try to fuck with a nigga, because I'm a black man trying to support another black man. He didn't want to fuck with me. We didn't hear nothing back. Oh, that's the real reason. So they use Errol Spence as a freeloading rebound. They started saying, oh, let me support Spence then. Let me support Spence then. Let me get everybody that's down with us, the whole entire group, to start supporting Spence. So now Terrence Crawford can't do anything right in their eyes. They just seen the send off and they got even worse. They want to talk about how Omaha, Nebraska residents look. Just like I said, they some hating ass niggas because they really don't want to talk about Errol because he don't fuck with him either. So the only name out here for this mega fight that's getting traction on the YouTube community is who? Bud Crawford. You can best believe it. That's all it is, bro. That's all it is. Let me get to this chat right quick. Like Marlon King Boxing with the $2 super chat. Salute to you. Top of the evening, WCS. Appreciate you, big dog. Appreciate everyone who stopped through. Toby Bartlett on deck. What's good? They say Bud ain't fought nobody, but Top Rank is 19-4 against PBC fighters. So who really not fighting nobody? Hey, man. Goddamn. Hey, shout out to the chat, man. I got some smart motherfuckers on deck. God damn. They damn cooking this hot grease, man. They just sitting up here putting shit in there. I mean, every time I turn around, some on the stove cooking, man. For real. Salute to y'all, man. Warren on deck, man. Salute. What's good? PBC finally decided to let aquarium sharks go into the wild. Hey, Aquaman has an easy catch. Yes, sir. Talk that shit. Talk that shit. You know what I'm saying? Talk that shit, nigga. Talk your shit, man. Hey, don't they know you can't goddamn take a domesticated goddamn aquarium shark and release that bitch out into the motherfucking ocean? You can't do that shit because it's used to being hand fed. What are you doing? It's used to being hand fed, bro. They ain't out there killing. So what happened when Aquaman pull up on him? He probably had like a little kibble and bit. He had a dog treat in his hand, and he was just like waving that mud back and forth in the water. And here it comes, so gullible, so fucking gullible. Just swim on up. He stuck his ass. Ding! Swim to the damn surface with him. Took the selfie. Hey, put it in the back of the truck on ice. I'm out. Post that shit. Matter of fact, goddamn it, put that on a shirt. Y'all still got that. Let them know that Aquaman was a champion when he went back there and speared that motherfucker. Okay. Chat from y'all. Step on that like button for WCS. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. One love to y'all in the chat. I'm confused. Bud did no heavy lifting, but his hands are cemented in the Boxing Hall of Fame. The cement alone is more heavy lifting than Arrow has ever done. Damn. God damn, dog. The chat is on fire. The chat will not be censored. They are on fucking fire. You know what I'm saying? Don't, hey, press the gas or move out the way, goddammit. You will get ran the fuck over. Pablo on deck, what's good with it? Joker told his audience they want Crawford stripped butt naked. Moore's beta alpha niggas. Boys is weak for real. They wanted him stripped down butt naked, man. I say, what? Wait, hold up. What kind of man? Let's keep it on boxing. That's something seriously wrong, man. But I look at it like this: Duran too real for TV. What's good? Salute to you, bro. Look, this is the way I look at it, y'all. Y'all don't see it like this. Real talk. Like I'm saying to myself, right? I'm up here encouraging these dudes to speak on Errol Spence because I want the fight to be built up from both sides, especially on the YouTube community. I was doing my due diligence. I don't need nobody help. I ain't need nobody help building up my side. Even in 22, 21, I've been talking about this for a while, right? Excuse me. So when I felt the traction kind of die away in 23 because so-called they didn't have the rumor, they didn't have that the criteria, the content to push these narratives in 23 about the contracts. They gave the fuck up. I said, no, man, the fight, even though I didn't believe it was going to happen this year, I say it's still a possibility, man. You know, like it still might be out there somewhere. They just gave up even talking about the shit, period. Like they weren't trying to boost it up. They weren't trying to provide, no hope or anything. They just gave up on talking about Errol Spence per se, but they still talked about Crawford. They wanted to talk about what he didn't do, what he should have did. Well, I'm up here. I keep on telling them, no matter what you say, you can't change shit. No matter what you say, a percentage of that check he got from BOK Prime didn't go to the YTC. Hey, as much as you want to put it out there, this man told everybody on top. This is on top of them saying Crawford is fought nobody. Even when he fought the common opponents, he fought nobody, right? He fought nobody. But this man is on record saying he's taking the easy route from a fighter who fought nobody. How does that even make sense? This man is taking the easy route, and the aerosexuals come up here and say, well, it's only because they was going for a championship in-house. No. Cool Boy Steph put it out there. He said, if you want to fight, just go talk to him about it. Ask him. When he was talking about anyway, he said, if you want to fight, ain't no such thing as not getting a fight. Just go talk to him. I did. Cool Boy Steph is a unified champion at 122, but he didn't give you all these excuses, right? I'm talking about excuses like both of these fighters were in the same division at welterweight. For a long time, they have been the only fighters in the same division to campaign on the pound for pound list. For the longest of time, Errol Spence, and then there's Bud Crawford. They've always been there. They've been holding residence up there. But how can you say I'm taking the easy route? How can I hear people sit up here and say everything that Bud hasn't done? But now the July 29th fight is made, and they don't even want to give a breakdown on why the betting odds is coming out in the favor of Bud Crawford. How in the fuck does that make sense? I'm asking you all, the aerosexuals, how, once again, if he did all the heavy lifting, can you please find the forklift? We need to collect some data off of that shit, because somebody was capping. If he was lifting all that shit, he was doing all the heavy lifting, why wasn't he at the International Boxing Hall of Fame, one of the largest class due to COVID that was ever inducted? Why was he there though? Why wasn't both of these guys there? They didn't see enough accomplishments that Errol Spence did to put him in that same room with Bud Crawford and potentially build this fight up even more, with both of them being up there at the Hall of Fame. No, better yet, once again, you had some YTC content creators up there who was able to interview some of these fighters, and they interviewed some legends, right? And unfortunately for that one fighter, when they was asking about Spence Crawford, and they kept putting Crawford as the favorite, that's who's gonna beat Spence. Yeah, I got Crawford, got Crawford. It's these legends up here talking, right? And what did Errol Spence do? Errol Spence said, fuck them. He said, fuck them all. He gave the middle finger. He said, fuck them all. So aerosexuals, once again, WCS is demanding that you hold your chin up. Hold your motherfucking chin up and answer the question. If he has not fought anybody, why does it come to a conclusion every time these two fighters are placed in the same conversation and the question is proposed? The question is presented. Who you think winning Crawford and Spence? The answer is no longer say, I don't think the fight's gonna happen. No. We're talking about since the date has been announced, July 29th. You have people being they are proposing this question to the recipient. Who you have? Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's some people that say Crawford, some say Spence. Okay, we're talking about casual boxing fans. But when you ask the big dogs, you will find out some who was saying Crawford, they still talking, hey, it's Crawford, ain't nothing changed. It's Crawford. But most of the ones that say Spence, that you believe that would have went for Crawford, they have ulterior motives for not going for Crawford. That's all. Now they want to make it political. Now they want to make it full of controversy. If you ask guys that's on a podcast, they're going to say some shit that's controversial. Oh, I thought so-and-so might have been going for Crawford. Now they're going for Spence. Just to build up views. This topic is not going to die, bro. But since it has so much life to it, I'm asking you, the aerosexuals, can y'all just do like a live stream on Spence, on everything that you adore and the admiration that you have for this man? Can you do a live stream and just put him in the thumbnail? So your listeners can actually understand who you really support, because it seems like right now that you are actually a Bud Crawford supporter. Real talk. It's like some stalking shit gone wrong. Like initially y'all was just stalking this man just to make content and talk some bullshit. Now you stalking him because you're goddamn infatuated. You're like, y'all been checking out the shit he been doing in between fights. You've been checking out his every move on IG. You saw when he had his hand casted at the Hall of Fame. You see this man out here working out. You see him at fights always in shape. You know what I'm saying? You see he got, the hometown send-off he doing for his people. You know what I'm saying? You got cats that grew up with him. You got the apostles, and y'all say, oh man, I ain't like them niggas, man. I don't like the apostles. Why Bud fucking with them? See, that's shit that y'all can't relate to. Because for one, y'all never been that close to greatness like that. Like, if I'm not mistaken, when I used to listen to y'all niggas talk, all you wanted to say is dick riding. And I get it. A lot of you niggas don't cover fights. Yeah, a lot of you niggas don't cover fights. So when you was provided the opportunity to be close to a great fighter, now you was the one riding the saddle, if you know what I mean. Yeah. It was all about dick riding because y'all was just sitting up here online behind the mic, ain't going to fights, ain't covering shit. Y'all don't know nothing about covering no fights. You get there, you're tired, exhausted. You don't know what the fuck to do. It ain't that easy, huh? But they used to say, oh man, Bud Crawford, Dick Rogers, they just out here, they don't know. No. Y'all, you finding out now, right, people? We finding out the real reason why they feel some type of way. Crawford goes on IG. He started making his rounds, doing interviews. They make money off his name. They take the motherfucking screen records and they talk about him. Look at their catalog. Their catalog is full of Bud Crawford. You would think you was walking into a freaking Coliseum and they say, yes, welcome. This is the Omaha Bud Crawford Coliseum. Please proceed. Oh, it's no admission. It's free. It's for the community. It's free. These people got Bud Crawford freaking live streams everywhere, just like you walking into a museum. They got thumbnails everywhere. And you got July 29th flashing. And some kids say, excuse me, Daddy, can you answer me a question? Why is July 29th just flashing around? Is this guy fighting himself? What is July 29th? Was that his birthday? Why is it flashing everywhere? July 29th, and I only see one face, one name, one champ, two-time. Why, Daddy? Can you explain that to me, please? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. He is set to fight another guy, but you have very, very good eyes. I'm much older now. I can't see that far, but I see your eyes are very good, and you're right. After I put on my glasses, I really don't see but one face, one name in here. Yeah, July 29th, I'm guessing from what they had at the door is that's the fight date where he's supposed to be fighting this year, July 29th. What I understand that, Daddy, but who is he fighting? Why would they put the date in here with all these freaking pictures and they don't put his opponent? That's what it's called, right, Daddy? It's called an opponent? Yes, you're absolutely right. It's called an opponent. Well, how do we find his opponent? I don't fucking know. Ask your mother. Shout out to Ben on deck. We do have another stray. Ben is on deck. He said something. Errol was sweating out egg roll grease. Hey, shout out to Coach, man. True Media Today, USA Boxing. Coach Malachi on deck. What's good with it, Coach? Salute at WCS. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. Appreciate you, Coach. I want to give a shout out to Martin King Boxing with a $2 super chat. I think I read it earlier, but I did not read. Top of the evening, WCS. Salute and one love to Ron, man. Appreciate your support, brother. Freddie Freeze, another straight that might be in the chat of WCSC. See, the wrenches over here, we good. We don't just we just don't call animal control. We let you roam around because maybe someone will, bend over and goddamn, hand feed you, pat you on your head and be like, hey, you're in good hands over here, okay? Just don't do anything stupid. All right. You're free to roam. You're free to be over here, okay? Just don't do anything stupid. Freddie said Crawford didn't rock with anybody, so no one shouldn't have taken it personal. I apologize, Freddie. I thought you was someone else. I thought you was somewhere else. I thought you was a straight Freddie. But Freddie did kick some real shit just then. But look, like I said before, that's why they was upset. Like, why would you feel some type of way now? Like he didn't rock with somebody. So they took it personal. I thought you was another Freddie that I dealt with in the DM. These guys be changing up their names. We on the move. He pound for pound for a reason. Shout out to Stonebone Boxing on deck in the building, man. What's good with it, Stonebone? Don Vaughn, realist boxing talking, top rank rankings are legitimate positions. I think they just mad for nothing. Now I'm gonna tell you why a lot of these cats are mad, because they will tell you, oh, look, this is how WCS is gonna spread this icing on this motherfucking pile of doo-doo, right? You know what I'm saying? And serve it to them, right? They will tell you straight up that they tried to get an interview with Bud Crawford back in the day. They will tell you that they didn't hear nothing back. And then they'll bring Bomac into the picture. And excuse me, they have all this negative shit to say, right? Oh, we didn't hear nothing back. They didn't want to fuck with us. We black, they black, but they didn't want to give us no attention and all this shit, right? Check this out. These are the same guys who try to pretend that I went up to Texas for a top-ranked card, now, and I had an interview. Like, look, this is how stupid some of these dudes are. These individuals can't even get an interview. I wasn't even rocking on YouTube like that. I was out on the front lines, right? But these dudes right here, they don't process shit like I do. They haven't got an interview with Errol Spence, right? They haven't got an interview. The only one that was close to the camp, to the campsite was Correa. Some of you may know him as 214. He was close to the campsite before it was burned down and ravished, and it went up in smoke. But peep this out. None of these dudes have gotten an exclusive interview with Errol Spence, right? Unless it's, you catch them in some media scrum or whatever, but none of them. But they try to tell a lie on WCS and say, I went up to Texas for an exclusive interview, and Derrick James don't even know me like that. Spence don't even know me. I went to a top-ranked card now. Look, he signed with PBC. This is how the degenerate come into play. They try to put rumors out that the reason why I feel the way I do about Spence is that I went up the top rank for an interview with Errol Spence and I didn't get it. He turned it down. Errol Spence ain't never known me. Derrick James ain't never known me. I went up there to cover Teofimo Lopez, and I have the footage and the receipts to prove it. And it's out there in my catalog. I walked out with Tio to the ring. I covered him in the locker room when Eddie Reynoso was back there with Oscar Valdez. When Andre Rozier was back there with Richard Comey. I covered all that, went in through the fighter's interest, all that shit. Now, what they tried to make y'all believe is what information they wanted to switch up. What I said is that I went to Top Rank Fight Card, covering the fight like I always do, and I happened to see Derrick James standing, and I recognized him for Derrick James. That's it. I didn't have nothing planned with him. I don't know him. So in the process of me roaming the crowd, shout out to Top Rank, appreciate it. And I got the picture. If you want me to drop the receipt up here, I got the picture on what I had on that night. I'm dressed in white slacks, a blazer, and some casual shoes, right? I'm walking in the direction of Derrick James. I see him to my right, and look, I got my credential on, right? I'm walking in his proximity, and I said, hey, how you doing, coach? And when I was speaking to him, this dude was an asshole. I wasn't even able to get my greeting out. He said, I don't want no interview. I don't want that. I don't know what the fuck was going on with him. Why would I want to interview you, though? Like, it's no reason for me to interview you. There's no reason for me to interview you, though. It was nothing there for me to interview him. I was there to cover a Top Rank card. Facts. But for some reason, he thought that media was going over there to interview him. It was absolutely wrong. But they try to put the narrative out there. And I'm saying, how could Scotty get an interview with Errol Spence and they can't get an interview? And they supposedly been rocking with him for the longest of time. You know what I'm saying? For the longest of time, you ain't get shit. But on that thing, I got receipts that I was out there covering the Top Rank card the entire weekend. And they try to put it out there. Oh, I was supposed to get an exclusive with Errol Spence. Stop the cap, dog. Y'all can't even get an exclusive with the dude. Why would I want an exclusive with him? Last time I checked, he was signed with PBC. How the fuck did I know he was going to be at the Top Rank card? Come on, bro. Sir Senior, what's good? Don't believe all the lies that you hear out here. Don't believe them, bro. I'll tell you straight up truth now. I might put a little bit of mustard on that motherfucker and some relish and coleslaw, but I'll tell you the truth. Boxing Fan Talk, what's good with it? Thanks for the $5 super chat donation. Appreciate you, brother. He said July 29th, we get all those Bud haters out of their feelings. Reality check on deck, nigga. On deck. On deck. No doubt about it. Lost all the boxing. What's good? Shout out to the MACKMO baby. B Mac on deck. What's good to the Mac mob in the building? Salute to you, brother. WCS, what's good, OG? We on deck, fam. One love to the chat. Yes, sir. We are on deck talking about this situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get them to speak on his name. And truth be told, finally they're trying to do live streams and speak on Errol Spence. I guess now that he's released some training footage, and Bud has already had damn near what? Let me see. What? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, Bud's probably on his fifth or sixth edition, the Omaha edition. You know, trying to wait. You know, the man fought in December, so he was already out there training for David Avanesian. Went out there and cut off the lights early, save on the light bill, and now You know, he's back out there, abdominals showing through the shirt. And then I say, okay, we already know Bud in shape. We go over here. Okay, when this man gonna release a video? When he gonna release training footage? Training footage, training footage, training footage. Come on, training footage. Just give me some training footage. Boom. Training footage come out. And I said, God damn. Why is this shit so fast? If you in shape, you in shape. Slow this motherfucker down. Why? And then you slow it down. The clips are so spliced so quick that you can't see nothing. You know, you can't check out his form. You can't see if you see a 6-pack, a 2-pack, a 4-pack, you can't see shit. But I'm not worried about that. I'm just making light of it because I'm doing a live stream. And I'm once again highlighting the fact that now they're beginning to actually talk about Errol Spence, some of them. And you should, because y'all pretty much used and abused Bud Crawford's name for over a year and a half, 2 years now. And look, if y'all just listen to what I said, I told you all, Errol Spence ain't fucking with y'all because y'all talk about Bud so much. Like, if that ain't the dumbest shit, he ain't fucking with y'all because you talk about Bud every fucking day. He look on the damn online. Come on, bro. Damn, I was a minute behind. That was funny. Roam around freely, people. Yes, man. Yes, roam around free. For real. Yeah, for sure, Freddie. I thought you was this other Freddie that I know, man. Motherfucker be changing their name and shit, bro. Hey, man. I'm not worrying about how he sound because at one point in time he did box. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here. The man has a box rec out there. But I swear to God, I went to a top ranked card and they tried to put it out there that I went up there for a Errol Spence interview. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nothing happened. All I'm doing is just bringing to the surface on what I've been seeing out here. Like it's hard for me to process, right? Information that is put out here that when they bring these narratives up, right? I guess they've gotten tired of speaking about Avanesian, right? Now they want to kind of go way back into the archives. And then the only way for them to kind of talk about this upcoming fight and to make Bud seem like he's not equipped, he doesn't have an adequate resume to be in the ring with Spence, is to talk about who he hasn't fought. And then the people that they talk about, this common opponents, as we already know, it's a short list of common opponents. They're trying to justify that those opponents wasn't nowhere, shape, or form the same way they were when they answered the bell to fight Spence. They act like Kell Brook was nothing. But he has spent more time out the ring at 147 pounds than he did when he fought coming down from 160. He returned in under 9 months. And I'm telling you, man, how much does it take to understand this man got beat up? Kell Brook got beat up. Kell Brook got beat up. And they didn't even want to entertain an extension for him. And shout out to the Apostles, I believe. I think Cam mentioned this the other day. You're trying to tell me that Team Brook attempted to put in an extension to have a little bit more time to recover, to pretty much validate what I've been saying, that he wasn't 100%. You're trying to tell me they put in an extension. They attempted to put in an extension to basically push back this fight and give him more time, and they denied it. The IBF denied it, so he had to meet that date or come off that title. That's what you're trying to tell me? Because if that's indeed the case, it validates what I've been saying all along, is that he fought a broken Kell Brook. And shout out to Kell Brook. He don't get enough credit for being a warrior. Kell Brook was a warrior. He know he wasn't in the best of shape. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing I said about watching the guys back then with Israel Vasquez. I remember the time he was coming back in the ring, and he had eye injury. He had been out for a while, and he needed the money, so he was headed back to the ring. I remember, um, them speaking about his eye and the tough fights he had been into. And right, and truth be told, when he started to have eye problems and away from the sport, he had damaged that eye so bad, man, he ended up losing that eye. You know what I'm saying? Look at Eric Morales. Look at his eye. I mean, look, these eyes ain't nothing to play with. But these guys are talking about Kell Brook, the damage that he suffered from Gennady Golovkin. They're trying to tell you that it only takes 5 weeks for that eye to heal. Oh man, get out of here. That only take 5 weeks. Like everybody's body is the same. Everyone does not heal up the same. That man got beat up, bro. And Spence went up there and beat up the left eye. And they give him full maximum credit for fighting a broken fighter. But yet, when he's won 3 times and he's been out the ring at the welterweight division into the 154 division, he comes in there and gets smashed. They give minimal to no credit for Crawford's greatness and going in there finally facing an opponent, a common opponent of Errol Spence Jr. They give him minimal to no credit, the Aerosexuals. And then they wasn't satisfied. So they try one more. They send one more Ranger out there. The same Ranger that convinced Errol Spence to go toe-to-toe and fight his style, which ain't smart. Just like Bud said, when they was face-to-face, they say, you smart, but you ain't that smart. He went up there and was going to prove to the people. We're talking about the same guy who had the mentality to go in there and fight Danny Garcia without being 100% and say, I still knew I can dog walk him. And I wasn't 100%. And his girl said, talk to him, Kane. Kane, talk to, okay, all right, cool. That's all fine and dandy, right? But he was going to prove to the people that he can fight Sean Porter's fight and beat him at it. I ain't knocking from that. If you want to, if you're about that dog status, go ahead. So he went mano a mano with Sean Porter and almost lost. He fought Sean Porter's fight and almost lost. If not for the knockdown in the 11th round, it would have been extremely interesting in these debates. Real talk. It would have been extremely interesting in these debates if he wouldn't have earned that knockdown. But look, I even gave Spence credit. I said he was able to zone in during the eye of the storm and land that left hook. Okay, I give him all the credit because that's what he was supposed to do. So he get the split decision victory, right? But let's not talk about split decisions. Let's not talk about majority decisions. Let's not talk about draws. Let's not talk about any of that shit. Let's talk about those letters, KO and TKO. That means the current situation at hand does not go to the judges. That means one of the fighters influenced that result to be the way it is. And when Sean Porter stepped in there with Terrence Crawford, what happened? It didn't go to the motherfucking judges. It went to the announcer. It went for the announcer. Announcer, all right, cool. This is an easy one right here. I don't have to read off no scorecards. God damn, this is easy. Cool, I'm about to take it to the house, man. God damn, go eat me a steak and shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the results. Coming in 2 minutes, 10 seconds in the 10th round. Winning by way of knockout. And still undefeated, hailing out of Omaha, Nebraska, Terrence Bud Crawford. Hey. They try to give the man no credit, bro. Jim Gray. Excuse me. Kenny Porter, do you have a minute? It was said, when did you know exactly that there was some issues with Sean Porter. Oh, I knew in practice. And I'm saying, nigga, you didn't know when you found out what the goddamn check was gonna be. When you found out you was getting over 4 million, that didn't persuade you to say no, no, Sean, 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 listen to me. We ain't taking this fight, man. You ain't ready for him, Sean. Lift your head up, Sean. Sean, listen, Sean. You got the Porterway podcast and you got all that. We ain't taking it because you ain't focused, man. I didn't hear that shit, man. They try to say that they want to take this victory away from Crawford because supposedly the same thing Sean Porter was doing before Errol Spence fight is the same thing he was doing before the Bud fight. But they say the man was in retirement. They say that Kenny Porter said he knew in training that his son wasn't ready. But goddamn it, they still showed up to work, didn't they? Did they not? Did they not, people? They showed up to work, huh? And not only that, when Sean Porter commenced to attempt to do some Marvel comic shit, when his Incredible Hulk came out and he tried to punch the canvas, Crawford politely said, "Hey, bro, it ain't personal, man. Get up, bro. You know we good. Get up, man. That ain't me down there, man. It's only the other. That ain't me, man. Get up, man. You got to beat this count. Come on, bro. It ain't personal. Come on, man." So the referee called him back to fight, and you know, and Kenny Porter, you know, he's like, "Hey," he gave him that. Psst, psst, psst. Sean Porter glanced up at him, you know, gave him that wink. Okay, it's good. We gave him 10 rounds, Pops. We gave him 10 rounds. I can't fuck with this nigga. I can't do it. I trained my ass off for this fight. I can't fuck with him. This dude knocked me down with a goddamn shot to the sternum. Goddamn, I had to check and see if my organs was coming out my mouth. Kenny Porter did not say we're not fighting. He showed up to the fight. So the aerosexuals have to understand that you can't use that narrative, man, that Kenny Porter was in retirement and all that, because he was doing the exact same commentary that he did before he walked in there with Spence that he did with Terrence Crawford. Y'all just hating. And then you want to talk about what Kenny Porter said? He showed up for the check, though. They showed up to work. The commentators was giving Sean Porter all the credit in the world. They was applauding this man's performance. They was like, man, Sean Porter looks great. Sean Porter looks great. I swear to you, on everything, on my dead salamander, that dude looks great. Until somebody fucked around and say, you behind on the scorecards. And that's when Cam said, hey, what you mean by that? He behind on the unofficial score. Hey, Bud, hey, they say you behind on the unofficial scorecard. And Bud said, how? He said, HOW, 3 little motherfucking letters. How? Okay. Now, we all seen what happened from there. We seen what happened from there. Destruction. Cancellation. Destruction and cancellation. So when I see these thumbnails that these guys are putting on there that Errol Spence destroys Bud, stop it, bro. Did you not just hear him? He said it ain't been man down in a while. Stop it. Your Dennis Ugas ended the fight on his feet. Stop. Stop, man. Stop. Danny Garcia ended the fight on his feet. Stop. This man had you. Look, how can 2 fighters have you looking for your mouthpiece and your motherfucking teeth and your tonsils and all that other shit that was going on? You did the exact same thing. You're looking for mouthpieces and dentures and all this other shit, bro. But all of a sudden, you got these fake ass Errol Spence supporters just putting on a thumbnail saying that Errol Spence destroys Terrence Crawford. That's hilarious, bro. It must be a segment on Fight Week where they're gonna have some of the aerosexuals come in and do stand-up comedy. I swear to God. What you trying to tell me that he destroyed Danny Garcia and your Dinas Ugas? They swelled up his eye, so it's gonna be an eye thing, huh? So you think it's gonna be an eye thing? That's gonna be the final results. It's gonna be all about the eyes. I get it. I mean, it's just that word, that D word, destroy. When y'all put that in y'all shit, oh, he's destroying. Stop the cap. Stop it, bro. Ain't nobody motherfucking destroying shit. Danny Garcia was tough, right? Danny Garcia was a tough, legitimate, respectful, fighter. He's a two-weight world champion, right? So why was he on his feet when the fight ended? Why was Shadinas Ugas on his feet when the fight ended? Hey, thanks to Lawrence Cole for taking attention away from the fight, okay, and calling the doctor up to take a look at the eye. I've seen fighters with worse eyes than your Dinas Ugas, and they still let that man fight. They still let that man fight, bro. Shout out to Mr. Golden in the building, bro. What's going on, Mr. Golden? How you feeling, bro? He said, oh, wow, they still trying to discredit Bud, and the fight have been made. These dudes ran out of topics. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Mac. See, it's up to me, man. If I have the time on the ticker, I'm just gonna give them that time to send those messages out there, because they have listened. Some of them, they're now slowly but surely trying to make live streams and talk about Spence. But see, the one thing I want you to do more, you're trying, but it's not good enough. I want you to put him in the title, and I want you to put Spence in the thumbnail. You put him on the thumbnail, and I want you to do a live stream talking nothing about Spence. Just talk about Spence, what he's going to do to Crawford, how he's going to do it, what it's going to mean to his career, him finally, getting this achieved. Talk about shit like that. Do a whole live stream bigging up Spence. You can't do it, because y'all can't keep Bud out your motherfucking mouth now on some negative shit. You can't do it, bro. If you enjoy Boxing Talk, hit the like button, subscribe, share, John. I appreciate you, Ron. Yeah, that way, for real. Appreciate you. What's good this evening? I'm golden rolling around with my girl listening. For sure, man. For sure. Conquest 2, salute. I was thinking about that fight today. I stopped with the extra. Just stop with the extra and just prepare for the fight. And we have matchup now. By the way, Kenny P was ready to go home. Man, they tried to sit up here and dilute another achievement by Bud Crawford, as they always do. They try to downplay what his achievements is. They was crying and screaming about him fighting a common opponent. He fight two common opponents, two of the best. One of those opponents was the first championship that Spence received in that man's backyard. He earned it. He took it. But we have to use the but. But was Kell Brook 100%? No, he wasn't. That's legitimate facts, man. Shout out to Unique Don. What's good? That's facts. They don't want to acknowledge it, but it's facts. You feel me? That shit is facts, man. They try to put so much emphasis and discrediting the man when you all was up here every single time talking about Errol did all the heavy lifting. And WCS said, okay, so with that heavy lifting, he completed the easy route. But ultimately, every time he lay his head down and attempt to get some type of rest, what happened? What happened? Every time he lays his head to rest, what happens with those 3 belts? The number, it comes up short for what he's trying to accomplish. 3 belts is a different era than it is now. We're in a 4-belt era to be considered. He knew goddamn deep down inside he had one more motherfucking belt out there. He fucked up and committed to say, you know what? I'll just worry about that shit later. I don't know if somebody, Al Heyman, told him, hey, check this out. Do you look at YouTube? They saying, man, Bud Crawford opponents ain't been shit the whole time. So check this out. We're gonna take you on the easy route because by that time he'll be much older. He's gonna be much easier for you to go in there and get that strap. All right. So we're gonna take you through this WBC and WBA, whatever come first, right? We're gonna get you these straps. We're gonna do all the heavy lifting, and then we're gonna pick up that WBO belt. Look, I got a plan. Seriously, I got a plan. We're gonna put our golden goose over there. You know that laborer. You know that hard charger. We're gonna put our hard charger on the scene. We're gonna put Sean Porter. Sean Porter is gonna be the last man, the last line of defense. That's gonna be Sean Porter right there. They were sending Sean Porter as the last man of defense to get that WBO title, y'all. That was the person that they was hoping lift that title. They was thinking, hey man, Bud too small. Sean Porter went the distance with Errol Spence. So if you take Terrence Crawford size disadvantage, oh man, Sean Porter bully this nigga. Yeah, that's right. Sean Porter gonna bully Terrence Crawford, and then nobody on his record has added up to what Errol Spence's fault. How can a fighter be so deficient in quality opposition, but yet when the paperwork is shown, it doesn't add up to how they rate this man on the pound for pound list? It doesn't add up on how they rate this man on the pound for pound list. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up when the betting odds come out and he's the favorite. It's no debating. If you're sitting up here continuing to talk about his body of work, why haven't all of you gotten together administratively, put your signatures on a petition, and send it up to the proper chain of command and say, is there any way you can get this looked at prior to July 29th? Get what looked at on the pound for pound list across BWAA, ring, all it. You know what I'm saying? Boxing scene, all it. We just want you all to make that adjustment. We believe the heavy lifting and the guy with the most titles in the current welterweight division is Errol Spence, and he should be in front of Bud Crawford on the pound for pound list. Why is that? Oh, because Bud ain't fought nobody. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't fought nobody. What about all of them being stopped? Nobody cares about that. But y'all said y'all was bragging about he's an eye collector now. Yeah. That's crazy right there. The way he collected, he beat Danny Garcia and he had freaking Ugas bleeding for 40 days and 40 nights. Oh man, that's shit to brag about. So the knockouts ain't shit to brag about. No, man. No. Everybody do that. Everybody get knockouts. Everybody. It ain't shit, man. Everybody get knockouts. Why isn't the paperwork adding up? They say the man ain't fought nobody, but he fights two common opponents and he disperses them easily, and they are still making negative content. We're talking about black content creators making negative content about one of the greatest black fighters of this era. So how is it that you don't see what they see? How do you not see it? Why isn't what the content that you're putting out, the narratives that you're pushing, why aren't you all able to get together collectively and submit administrative paperwork to have this changed? That's all WCS is saying. Have the motherfucker changed. Put the shit into the system. Have him removed from that position in front of Errol Spence and put him behind him. That's all you got to do. Find somebody to go up there and find out where his hand was casted. And all you got to do is take out a little small ball peen hammer and break it up. And then you can cast your hand. Then you can get a team together. This is have to be a special team. Special team. You got to have these motherfuckers in shape. Y'all have to go up there and somehow infiltrate the casino and find out the ones that's behind submitting the betting odds. You got to find out who's in control of that shit. And if you have to strong arm them or whatever, you all need to go handle that. Put the betting odds favorite in that of Errol Spence so y'all can be satisfied. Until then, y'all really need to shut the fuck up with he ain't fought nobody, he ain't did shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been talking about what Spencer do, what Bud can't do, and all that. July 29th is here. It's on deck. It's in Vegas. It's not in Texas. And I think that's what scares y'all the most. That's what scares y'all the most. That shit ain't in Texas, man. What scares y'all the most is that Bud already accomplished this feat already. You know how a nigga get when he already done been to the mountaintop now. Hey, the climb is different the second time around. They like, if I did this shit already, what the fuck you think I'm gonna do this time around? I already did it. I got him stopping him in 6. That's 3 more than in Dongo. He stopped in Dongo in the 3rd. I'm gonna tack on 3 because it's a heavier division. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just gonna show a little bit of love. I'm just gonna tack on 3 more rounds. I say 6 because they say Bud start. But I'll tell you, when motherfuckers has already been there already, he been to the mountaintop with Undisputed. When he's going there again, it's different. He pretty much understands what the travels is like. So I got it in 6. I'm not waiting for that. That's no pressure. You know what I'm saying? That's no pressure. I just believe this fight right here. I hear them talk about how Spencer's gonna come out there and just be a train. You feel me? They just talking about this man is gonna go in there and be a train. He's just gonna run over, like they were saying. I remember when they were saying about Jeff Horn. They say, "Hey, Jeff Horn, the Terrence ain't careful. Jeff Horn, goddamn, touched that chin." They keep on talking about the chin, right? This look, Bud was muscling Jeff Horn around. Then they said what they said about Sean Porter. Hey, Bud, fuck around and fight on the inside with Sean Porter. He might get clipped. He might get touched on that chin. Sean Porter can beat Bud Crawford. This is how. I wonder what the comments are like. I'm petty like that. I be going up to these old videos and I just be reading some of the comments in this shit. Because I remember when they were saying, "Oh man, Sean Porter's stronger than people think." Bud ain't never faced nobody like Sean Porter. Him and Errol went life and limb, punch for punch. You know what I'm saying? And then you see him, walking Sean Porter back to the ropes. Hey, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to keep hot grease bubbling on their ass. That's the only way to do it. You know what I'm saying? Let me show you something right quick. I don't know if this is going to offend anybody, but let me show you something right quick. I just thought I'd put that tweet up there. You know what I'm saying? I just thought I'd put that tweet up there because we need to constantly let the aerosexuals know that fish is a dish. That's why, Crawford abdominals is already there. He on the fish diet already. You know what I'm saying? He said, "I'm going to put on a show." That's his words, not mine. He said he's going to put on a show. What is he talking about exactly? Because who's holding up the press conference? I thought we were supposed to get them in the press conference. Why is this being secret squirrel? I thought we were supposed to get the press conference tomorrow. I thought we was going to have the New York presser, but now I think they trying to just play the secret squirrel shit. Like I really thought we was gonna have the presser, bro. What happened? Why haven't we had the presser yet, man? I thought it was gonna be this week, but that would be a conflict too. It might have been better. You got Tiafimo, Josh Taylor going on out there. I've been there when they had multiple events going on, but I thought this presser was supposed to be this week, bro. So I'm gonna tell y'all like this: those of you that's trying to go to this presser, what I think they're gonna do is say the presser is happening at the last minute, and it really doesn't give you enough time to get there, especially if you out of town. So I'm thinking, they're gonna say it at the last minute. That's gonna be the way it goes down. Serious, truth be told, that's what I think is gonna happen. But Terrence Crawford, say I'm gonna put on a show. And look, y'all niggas that send me shit and talk about D-riding and shit. Listen, I'm in my 50s, man. Ain't nobody in the military in my life say I ever, I was ever a groupie or anything. I speak on fighters that I support heavy. That's just the way it is. Y'all niggas are infatuated with homoerotic type imaginations. Our mindset ain't the same. When I close my eyes, we don't picture the same shit. You know what I'm saying? We don't picture the same shit. And it's been proven time and time again. Dudes will sit up here and say things like that. But yet, I'm wondering why the lack of support for your fighter. All you got to do is pay attention and support your fighter, Spence, and be happy with it. Y'all seem so mad. Just support him and everything he got going on leading up to this fight. Build up that half of the fight, that side, and then we'll do what we have to do on this side. That's all you have to fucking do. We don't need to hear nothing else, bro. Y'all niggas mad, and you're sitting up here putting content out on Bud. What you mad about? He's getting y'all money. Some of you niggas got whole wardrobes off talking about Bud. So if he's getting you paid, right, the least you can do is say thank you and put champ on the end of that motherfucker. At least you can say thank you. Some of you niggas is paid card notes off talking about this shit with super chats. At least you can say thank you. That's all you can fucking say. Thank you. Y'all done made all this money off this man, bro. And y'all still be angry. Y'all still be angry. This man have a send-off which has absolutely nothing to do with y'all. And what y'all do, y'all get mad. And y'all start talking about the people in the video. Now we on some different type shit now. I like, damn, why are you so angry? All you have to do, once again, I repeat, get your people together, put the administrative paperwork, get somebody to read over that motherfucker, because I know some motherfuckers that's up there, you know what I'm saying? They telling you they have dyslexia, but that ain't it. They just can't read that motherfucker. But get some paperwork together, get it looked at, and submit it. Submit it to the world-class Alcatraz and say, hey, is there any way we can be granted permission to come within the confines of this facility, please? We have been peeking in through all windows, and they have that freaking frosty freaking spray up there. We can't see shit. So now we're attempting to come through the front door. Can you allow us access, please? Please. We're doing it for this big fight, July 29th. Please. We tried to go through IOTBA and found out he was no longer an affiliate or associate with this team. So we're going through another protocol. Can you grant us access, please? Please. Please. Please, can you grant us access, please? They must be out in the parking lot. Look, I've heard that these a lot of these content creators is actually over there on the footprint, right? They wait out in the parking lot and they never see anybody come out. They wait out there for hours. That's how they got that shit. They got cars actually parked out there and they think it's the damn actual fighters. But no, they got a secret pathway that they leave the gym and goddamn get in the vehicles in an adjacent parking lot and go to the crib. I'm telling you, I can't make this shit up. It's been people that's waited in the parking lot forever and a day, y'all. And fighters has never came out that bitch. They exit the facility through a trap door, dog. I can't make this up, dog. They are in an adjacent parking lot, dog. I'm not lying, man. Can you all, one of you content creators, get an interview, an exclusive interview before July 29th? That's all I'm saying. Whether it's on site or online, goddamn it. Whether it's on site or online, can y'all get an interview? Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'm just asking y'all that. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Jamal needs to say, EJ said it's going to be a one-sided ass whipping and never said who's going to be on the receiving end. You're right. Neezy talking his shit, man. But that was some real shit you said earlier. You know what I'm saying? That was some real shit you said earlier, for real. How can you do all the heavy lifting, but you took the easy route? How is that, man? You did all the heavy lifting, but you took the easy route? EJ is going to arrive in an Uber and leave in a stretcher. Ooh, damn. Man, somebody give this man a drink, man. A smoothie, because we don't want to get that confused with the other side. Somebody give him a nutritional drink, okay? Because you know what I'm saying, we are talking about certain people, and when you say DRINK, you know, they take out the flask, paints, you know, Crown Roy, shit like that, man. Man, we talking about health and nutritional drinks. I was more surprised Spence strung the sins together, but you right, champ. Hey man, he did what he did. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a one-sided ass whooping, right? Okay. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Showing up in the Uber, leaving in the stretcher. I like that. As long as he okay and healthy, cool. He can take the stretcher back to the room and, you know, get his checked out by the doctor and everything. I ain't wishing no ill will as far as death on this man. You know what I'm saying? No way, no how. He got family. But what I do know is I'm absolutely looking forward to that 2-time undisputed. That's all I'm saying. What's going on, NO? What's good? I'm looking forward to that. And I appreciate the champ, you know what I'm saying, being disciplined and treating the sport as a professional should. The man is not having a fight camp, y'all. He's ready for war. Real talk. That's all I'm saying. And I'm gonna leave that up there. I'm gonna put on a show watch. I'm gonna leave that tweet up there, so the Arrow section has something to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they can have something to talk about. Better yet, I need to put that other thumbnail back up there, because it actually shows that Terrence Crawford is working out like he been doing, right? Focused and dangerous. Let's not forget that. You know what I'm saying? The abs are showing. He's ready. He's conditioned. All he has to do is just work on all the game plan or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All the game plan or whatever. Because I'm going to zip this up just like this, right? We got to go back to what Blu-ray said. All right? We got to go back to what Blu-ray said. Blu-ray is he's trying to get back in the good graces of Team Spence. He said something that really stuck with me. You know what I'm saying? And I know Team Crawford has probably already heard this shit. Bernie, all of them. Stonebone, all of them. Cam, Gooch, all of them, right? Blu-ray said that Errol Spence is 10 times better. 10 times now. He didn't say 2 times, which is going to be on July 29th. He didn't want to dare say 2 times. But this man say Errol Spence is 10 times, 10, 10 times. He said that Errol Spence has no weaknesses. Y'all let that marinate, bro. WCS is all I'm doing is reporting. He said that Errol Spence has no weaknesses. This is a guy who's a strength and conditioning and a part-time capper. I mean, like I said before, you good with the strength and condition. You know your shit. You're a professional. I respect you. But leave the content creation to us. This dude said Errol Spence has no weaknesses, bro. But yet, in Danny Garcia and Yordenis Ugas fight, it was a period in there where he lost focus and looked for dentures, mouthpiece, or whatever. Blu-ray was on record as saying that Errol Spence is 10 times, y'all, better than Terrence Crawford on the inside. He said 10 times, y'all. Did y'all hear what I said? He said 10 times, man. Do you know how much better the Errol Spence has to be? And if he's even using 10 times, don't you think that would just disqualify Crawford for being in this particular matchup? Wouldn't you think they would have Crawford fight a title eliminator, some bullshit title eliminator with somebody? Wouldn't they give him Keith Thurman? A lot of people think Keith Thurman is gonna, be a last minute replacement because freaking, Errol Spence might get injured or something. And they'll give Keith Thurman that one last opportunity. Say, hey, come on, Keith. Come on, Keith. Bring it home, Keith. We depending on you. We're gonna pay you so good, Keith. We're gonna pay you so good. Man, you're gonna make all the money back that you missed when you was outside with Andrew, Keith. Come on, get this WBO title, Keith. You can do it. You can do it, Keith. Stay focused. Stay focused. This ain't Manny Pacquiao, dog. Stay focused, Keith. Stay focused. You get this for us. Oh, my God. You're going to get 2 paychecks this year, Keith. You can do it, Keith. Come on, Keith. One time. Come on, one time. Man, they're going to be hyping Keith Thurman up, bro. But anyway, I'm not talking about that. I'm staying on topic. Blu-ray, I must emphasize that he has put out to the world that Errol Spence is 10 times better than Terrence Crawford on the inside. So once again, it goes back to what I was saying. I was saying that if Crawford doesn't add up when it comes to the skills in general, his whole career has been a farce, right? He's considered to be a paper champion. Then why is he the betting favorite? Why, oh me, oh my, why can't we ever see Crawford behind this other guy? Oh me, oh my. I'm just curious. Like Blu-ray said that Spence was 10 times better than Crawford. He said that Spence has no weaknesses. This is a strength and conditioning trainer. This is not a coach. This is not a boxing trainer. This is strength and conditioning. He said Errol Spence has that dog. Look, do y'all know how long it take to count the 10? Real talk, man. Just let that hold for a second. Blu-ray said that Errol Spence is 10 times better than Crawford fighting on the inside. But yet, just for the hell of it, I went up there and typed in Crawford's freaking name. Okay, Terrence Crawford, box rec, enter. I went to a search engine, put the inquiry in there, pinged it. came back with the result. And the reason why I put Terrence Crawford's name in that motherfucking search engine, because Blu-ray had me thinking that somebody slipped something in my drink. I ain't lying to you. I ain't lying to you. I said, no. Hold the fuck up now. Hold the fuck up now. Now I looked at my cup. I said, well, hold the fuck up, man. I just finished drinking some shit. Somebody put some motherfucking slipped me something, man. This nigga just said 10 times. So I said, let me go look up Crawford once again. I put in his name. I pulled up his record and I said, shit. You trying to tell me 39 motherfuckers did not know that Crawford was not that good on the inside? It took Blu-ray to come up here with the Blu-ray vision, and let the world know that Crawford ain't that good on the inside. 39 have tried and 39 have failed. Somebody please go over there and tell Blu-ray. What the hell? I don't know where you got that shit from, Blu-ray. But just let us content creators do it our way. Come on, Blu-ray. You saying that the man has no weaknesses, bro? You saying that he's 10 times better on the inside. So with that said, July 29th should be extremely easy. If you're basically you standing on what you say, bro, that means July 29th, man, you should be right back on here. And you should be explaining to people, it's like, I told you. I mean, that don't mean because it didn't play out the way I told you. I told you that he was 10 times better on the inside. If you go to round 2, he did land a shot on the inside now. Now, after that, everything got blurry. I had to go ahead and check and see what was in the yard. And, I had to go train somebody. I ain't see the rest of the fight. If anybody can put it in the chat, tell me what happened in the chat. Did he win? Or what? Because my phone acting up. I'm trying to find out. I don't have no internet service either. My Wi-Fi went out. And how the fight go? Because I ain't see it. Oh, shit. For real? So he became 2-time? God damn. Damn. I ain't gonna never get in the Spence camp again. God damn. I said he was 10 times better. And this nigga done knocked him out on the inside. God damn. All my clients gonna leave me. Shout out to Haynes Legacy in the building, man. Salute to your brother. One love, man. What it do to you and the fam, Haynes? What is good? Legacy on deck, man. Wait a minute, WCS. You mean to tell me that EJ doesn't qualify for the Hall of Fame by discrediting Crawford's resume? I'm gonna tell you like this, Neezy. I'm trying to give them suggestions to submit paperwork. It's a lot of them out here. They do a lot of typing. Yeah, they report videos. They'll be trying to have your channel taken down. You know what I'm saying? They be in these damn private chats just typing away. But all I'm suggesting is that they get together and put this paperwork, a packet, put an entire package together and present it to those individuals to get them to change it. The Hall of Fame, submit paperwork to convince them as to why his hands shouldn't have been casted, to all the pound for pound list, all right. And also, we need to try to understand who's in charge of the betting odds. They need to submit paperwork to get that changed because this man did all the heavy lifting. No tripping. He did all the heavy lifting, y'all. So I'm saying he did all the heavy lifting. Once again, heavy tack lifting. Once again, it's parentheses, heavy lift, air quotes, heavy lifting. Underscore, heavy lifting. Draw a circle around that bitch. Heavy lifting. Why hasn't none of the heavy lifting been able to move you above ahead of this man on the pound for pound list. It don't make any sense. And you hear the aerosexuals up here talking about he ain't fought nobody. His resume is just trash. That's the word they like to use. His resume is trash. But yet that trash resume has two common opponents of your idol, your God, your king. Two common opponents he has on his resume. 38 and number 39. Over. Do you copy? Number 38 and 39. Look, I'm not going to add Kell Brook in there, y'all. I'm going to give David Avanesian that love. Yes, sir. I'm going to give David Avanesian that love because they hate David. I'm not going to add Kell Brook in that motherfucker, dog. They say the man didn't fight he wasn't the same since he fought Errol Spence. He wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? So since he wasn't the same, since he left Gennady Golovkin and stepped in the ring and fought Errol Spence, I'm going to leave Kell Brook out the picture. I'm going to let him breathe because Kell Brook did pick up a win against Mir Khan. You know what I'm saying? He do have a little bragging rights on that, right? But we're going to go 38 and 39. We're going to give David Avanesian that love, shawty, because they hated that he got up from negotiations and went over there and fought David Avanesian on Black Prime. They hated that shit. They was calling him Avacorn, Avocado, Avasnesian. Yeah. But when that check was signed and that box rec went up, that shit said 39. Can I get one? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to talk about Porter and Avanesian because Avanesian was the one who they was trying to get Bud Crawford locked up in federal prison. They was trying to say he illegally left negotiations and Showtime didn't know anything about nothing. Period. They knew nothing about it. So he did this covertly and he was moving and he was negotiating in bad faith, y'all. Look, negotiating in bad faith. They try to use that term just like heavy lifting. Bud was freaking negotiating in bad faith. And also, he moved funny. I ain't never seen a bunch of grown men say some shit. Hey, he moving funny. What do you mean, nigga? What do you mean? Like, do you have any type of contribution to the way he moving? Like, they say he moving funny. He negotiating in bad faith. Like, I thought the negotiation was over. So how can it be in bad faith? How is he negotiating in bad faith? If negotiation was consummated and he relocated and signed that contract, how is it in bad faith? Just because he wasn't over there signed to for a fight that he still would have been sitting on his hands without number 39? Come on, 38, 39, man. 38, 39, man. But if you really want to be petty about it, just give him 37, 38. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't gonna give my boy. I was trying to give David Avanesian some love, man, because they hate on him so much, man. The man can't even his surname. They can't even recognize his surname the way it's supposed to be. But we'll give him 37, 38, man. We'll give him 37, 38. You know what I'm saying? We'll give him that. We'll highlight 37, 38, even though the aerosexuals refuse to do it. And I'm gonna leave it at that. For real. You know, the time is ticking. That's what it's about. The time is ticking. Toby, he said 10 times, Toby. Blu-ray said 10 times. He's 10 times better. Do you know how good you have to be on the inside? Like, I'm talking about, he said 10 times, Toby. 10 times. And appreciate Haynes Legacy with the $5 super chat, my brother. Salute to you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the donation. Real talk. I know you're out there working hard for yours. Much appreciated, my brother. The Boxer Session TBS. What's going on with it, Cal? Salute to my dog. Salute to you, brother. But yeah, he said 10 times, and I was taken back. Like I said, I thought somebody slipped something in my drink. I said, what the fuck? I'm thinking I'm hallucinating. I said, no, no, hell no. I grabbed me a Q-tip quick. I said, let me see if anything is lodged in the canal that is, my ear is playing tricks on me. Real talk. I had to find out. I said, hell no. I checked. And what I did, people, once I was looking at this video, I went back and I put closed caption on that bitch. Because I say, you know what I heard may be different from what I'm reading. You know what I'm saying? So when he said 10 times better than Crawford on anything, right? I said, fuck that. I heard some bullshit. Let me put closed caption on this motherfucker. And I listened to it again. And sure enough, I read the same thing I just heard, man. So I had to do a live on Blu-ray. It wasn't personal, brother. I had to do a live on you, bro. I had to try to figure out because you had me tripping for a minute. You had me tripping, bro. I had to put closed caption on that bitch so I can read what the fuck you were saying. 10 times better. And then even this, the Toby, he said that Errol Spence has no weaknesses. People, I can't make this shit up, man. The way they have, look, give it up to Blu-ray. He's doing something that the aerosexuals refuse to. I got to give that man his respect on top of his criticism. You know what I'm saying? I would give him his props to the fact that he was trying to boost up Errol Spence. Unlike these aerosexuals, they won't give him no credit. They won't boost him up. They won't do shit. But at least Blu-ray was talking his shit and he was freaking complimenting. He was exaggerating a whole hell of a lot and saying some shit that was you know what I'm saying, that was off the scale. He was doing something that the aerosexuals refused to. I haven't heard none of them say what Blu-ray was saying. I haven't heard none of them say that this man don't have no weaknesses, and I haven't heard none of them have the confidence to say that he's 10 times better than Crawford. Now, when you say somebody's 10 times, bro, you have to stand on that motherfucker on stilts. You have to be the tallest man in the motherfucking room, bro, in order to get somebody to believe that shit. You saying this man is 10 times better? People, I'm going to leave it right there because I just can't go any further. He said 10 times better. Like to say, shit, just listening, working family's good. Thank you for asking. No doubt, for sure, man. You already know what it is. Do you think Errol got angry with Bud and David Avenesian because Bud promised him he'd be number 39? And now he's going to be number 40. But number 39 is Errol's lucky's number. Hey, man, I don't know what the promise is because I thought he was going to be, lucky number 7. I thought he was. I thought Errol's going to be lucky number 7 to get stopped. It's real talk. I thought he was going to be lucky number 7. Seriously. But the good thing about this is that I like even numbers. You know what I'm saying? Because especially in this scenario right here, I like it. I like it because the number 2 is even. And the number 40 is even. I like even numbers. That's all. I like it. 2 is even. And 40 is even. If we keeping a thou wow, I like even numbers in this case, in this scenario. Yes, sir. Like I say, round 6 is an even number. You know what I'm saying? It's an even number, bro. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, This hot grease is gonna stay on the stove, y'all. I'm about to close it out. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Remember, let me take this down. Appreciate the Haynes Legacy for that super chat. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you. But I have to throw that back up there. Remember, the champ is out there training. He's doing what he's supposed to. Focused and dangerous. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm out.